My name is Gulala NOURI. I am a poet from Iraq. I also translate from Russian, English to Arabic and Kurdish, and from Kurdish to Arabic or from Arabic to Kurdish. I write also short stories, and I am writing my first novel. I also write essays about many issues in my country, Iraq and Kurdistan region. Best thing is now. If I am talking about now, after 2003, I have or we have much freedom to say whatever we want, even if we talk about or against our president, which I did once, and nobody asked me who I am or why I do that, why I say that. We have freedom as a writer in writing in newspapers, but according to freedom for women, still no. We have many problems about that, and I think it will be difficult to have this freedom for women, especially the writer. But I passed this, according to me, as personal, as a private matter, not as a common in Iraq. This question is not easy to answer because Iraq is not contained about the prison. Iraq comes from very difficult past, and future is until now is not clear. But we have our first step to good Iraq, to to bright future. I believe in that. Maybe many peoples in Iraq or in other countries, they don't believe that. But since I lived there before 2003 and I lived there also, and until now, after 2003, I can trust the future of Iraq. I can trust, yes. Not many, not many happy points, but the happy thing is that I feel I am free. I feel I am flying. I feel I am myself. I feel I am strong. I feel I have many things that other people they could not gain it. This is my happiness in writing. Iowa City, I want to be very clear that I didn't hear about Iowa before my invitation, and really I am proud that I am now a part of this city through my participating the international writing program. Most beautiful thing I saw in the United States, and since the my first step in the airport, the smiling people and the welcoming, really welcoming. I feel their soul when they welcome you, especially when they know that you are a writer. There is a special respect for writers, really, and this does not happen in many countries. So I love this, and I loved in Iowa the quietness and the river. Various reading, many kinds, since I was a teenage or a kid, because we had a big library in our home. Also, I was a best friend of the big library in my city. So I had this freedom to go to the library each day, maybe at summer, and read, mm, I don't know, uh, every kind of book, even scientific, philosophy, religious. So I have my own now style after all these readings. Basically, I think writing is a personal project, a private project, because maybe you will not be active like any citizens in the country because you are thinking more about your own writing, not about some things that common for the society or good for uh, all the society, like good political, good leader, or good scientific, like he discovered something very important for all the world. So I think basically the writer, he should arrange his own project. Then if there is support from state, why not? If the state is rich and they could support, yes. But should, I don't know. It is a long story, but I am originally from Kirkuk, which is this city have many problems to be belong to Kurdistan or to Arabic region, but basically it is Kurdish region. Through the past regime, they tried to Arabize this city. Anyway, after that, we didn't have university in the city, while it is full of oil, very rich city. So Mosul was the city close to my city have university. I went to the city for university. Then I stayed there for working because my small city have no any activity as literature. There was a union of writers and many active writers. So I stayed there for literature to be better. So I studied there. I worked there, and I had many tragedies there also. So it has a real effect on my personality and on my writing. The risk which I faced in Mosul was they tried to kidnap me, eight persons with weapon and guns, and just my driver. I had a driver. He was very clever, and we could run away from them. After that, I couldn't stay in the city, of course, in Mosul city. Not just in Mosul city. I went to Kurdistan, which is a safe place, but also I was just full of sadness, and I couldn't go on to normal life after they tried to kidnap me. So then I went to Jordan. Before Ukraine, I went to Jordan to work as an advisor of first election for the Iraqi who live in Jordan, to educate them about election. Then after that, after I finished my contract in Jordan, I went also. I couldn't return back to Iraq. Some kind of frightness, or I don't want to be in this country. But I used this time not just to run away from Iraq. I used to study to be better. When I have the decision to come back, I didn't want just to come back because I miss Iraq. I wanted to come back to Iraq with high education, with something to add it to my country, to myself also. So I studied master degree in English language, which was about the between the difference between Iraqi and American poets who wrote about the Iraq war. So after that, I studied my PhD also. I continued. That was I support my family also. I cannot forget that they supported me to finish my PhD, and I will defense 1st of December. Yeah, sometimes when I read something beautiful or very talent in Russian language or English or in Arabic or Kurdish, I want to all the people know it is this unique, this writing. I try my best to use my free time in translating. Many writers from here also, I listen to them from United States in some activities. I ask them really to translate them, even one poem, just to show them that this person is talent and talking about his life and his style of writing, contemporary style of writing in many countries. I think sometimes it is my duty to do that. So why I know all this language if I just use it to say hello, chatting? No, I should do something. Yeah, it is easy for us because Iraq now under the media focus and lights because of our politic situation and because America is there. So Some try to give a black idea about or sadness about Iraq, but I tried in some meetings or interviews to give also the bright side in Iraq, bright side in Iraqi people. And usually I say in my interviews that we have this sense of humor in Iraq, very big, and we are famous between Arabic countries that we have this sense of humor, and this push us to be better. And most of the international channels, they have office in Iraq, most of them. Nowadays we have internet and satellites, so I think even Iraqi writing will be close from the international writing, according depending on all these transferring and many translatings. Even if you don't know the language or you didn't see this translating of this work, you can do it in Google. At least you understand what they are talking about. You can catch even one phrase. So I think we will be very close to international writing form or picture. We will not be far away from. And but I think Iraqi writers, they are a little bit lazy, because we have a lot of matters. They should write it, for example, as novels. We don't have active writers in novel side. We have as poets a lot, but novels, and I am as a writer, I say that we are not good enough according to our issues in Iraq. I like to be as a nature as it found, without this addition from human being, bad additions. I just want to be pure, as our first burning from our mothers and from our step on the land. Yes, of course, because I'm happy to be in United States, and I thank very much international writing program to make me participate in this program and make me to know more about United States and United States writing also. Thank you. My name is Gulala NOURI. I am a poet from Iraq. I also translate from Russian, English to Arabic and Kurdish, and from Kurdish to Arabic or from Arabic to Kurdish. I write also short stories, and I am writing my first novel. I also write essays about many issues in my country, Iraq and Kurdistan region. This question is not easy to answer, because Iraq is not contained about the prison. Iraq comes from very difficult past, and future is until now is not clear. But we have our first step to good in that. Why I say that? We have freedom as a writer in writing in newspapers, but according to freedom for women, still no. We have many problems about that, and I think it will be difficult to have this freedom for women, especially the writer. But I passed this, according to me, as personal, as a private matter, not as a common in Iraq. Best thing is now. If I am talking about now, after 2003, I have or we have much freedom. to say whatever we want, even if we talk about or against our president, which I did once, and nobody asked me who I am or why I do